Shoutout sa inyo lahat guys, sa mga di pa nang tuslok dyan guys, huwag mo kalimutan mag-tuslok naman dyan guys, mag-tuslok naman kayo siya. Para po lang pabalik ayan si Spinelli Esteban.
Sadie is number one. In first place, Sadie. In second place, Fee. No. In first place, Lulu. In second place, Sadie Kitty. In third place, Fee Villarosa. Ramirez Villarosa. Garcia.
Guys, sa mga di pa dikit yan, passport.
Meet Melio, a free online payment solution tailor-made for small businesses. Say goodbye to buying, writing, and sending checks. You pay how you want. Emilio will mail a check on your behalf for free. Melio, start now free.
Thank you so much yung lahat guys. Thank you sa inyo dyan. Thank you so much. Red Eager dan, pabalik sa'yo ng YouTube sa akin.
Bottles of fragrance beats most of them. All right. So before we get into it, let's see what's going on. 1,900 people watching. Understand something now. If you're new here, and the dislike, as long as we keep the likes up, over 50%. But if the likes drop down under 50%, got 3 new members in. What's going on? Isaiah Brown Hornet came in with the super chat. Good men, donation for Black Male Media. Oh, gym, weekly gym fee. Level up, 3 questions deep. All right, guys. Questions to be highlighted or put into a place to where I can see them. But let's get into it. First of all, welcome to all the new ladies, all the new. Forget what you done heard from some people who don't watch. This is not a place where you come and I bash Black women or I bash women. That ain't it. This is not a place where come and I take it easy on men. That's not it. My target audience is men who want to be in that top 10% of men who are wanting to earn their that The dollar value for high value, well, knowing that high value has a dollar figure to it, that's not up to me. You know, I just take the world that I was given. And like it or not, to be considered have to have money. You cannot be high value and homeless. You cannot be considered a high value man by the world making $40,000 a year. Knock it off. And the ladies have made it high value men because a lot of women, when you ask them, do you want to get married? Yes. Do you want to have children? Yes. How many? 2 to 3 children, if not more. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? And the answer has been 99.99% no. Meaning, gentlemen, these women want you to be able to pay all the bills, regardless as to what they say. They want you to be able to pay. And if you can't, you're going to pay for it one way or another. All right. So high value men understand that in order to, they have to go out there and do the work. They got to get out there. High value in a nutshell is this. You have to make $10,000 a month. That's the target mark. $10,000 a month or $120,000 a year. And that's living in a city like Dallas, Memphis, where a dollar buys a dollar. But if you're in New York City, San Francisco, LA, you gotta adjust that to match the cost of living. Let's say in New York City, where a cost of living is 247% the national average. Well, for every dollar you make in Dallas, you need to make $1.47 more just to match what you could buy in Dallas. I don't make the math, folks. So you got to be able to make that money, and that's for high value men. Let's say you're Keith Henry. Well, I call it Blake. Brad is my white guy. Lee is my Asian guy. Ahmed is my Middle Eastern guy. Keith is my black man, and Enrique is my Hispanic friend. Blake Henry, high earner, not rich yet. If you're Blake Henry, let's say you're a 35-year-old man, and you're living in Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Austin or Atlanta, and you're working as an account executive. You're working in sales. All right, you have to have making $10,000 a month for a single guy to drive your nice BMW or your Mercedes or whatever it is you choose to drive. It's going to be above what everybody else drives. Whether you just go in the suburbs or whether you choose or in the city in a lot better. Blake Henry has to live where he wants, eats where he wants, fly where he with money left over after he's put money in investments, save, and things like that. Making that money, you have to have made it. Anybody can have a great year. So making 100,000, and you have to have a group of high value men around. You don't find really high value loners because you have to have a group of other men because one another, and you have to be useful to the group. A high value man is, ladies, here's a pro. With the high value man, ask him about his failures. If he does not have any failures, if everything he's ever done has been a smashing success, run. High value men have lots of catastrophic failures. About up one moment, living in your. We're talking about making it all over again and losing it. It is hard to become high value, never experience any loss, because that means you're not. But that's a broadcast for another time. In order, Blake Henry, that's a white collar guy, truck driver who now owns a logistics firm. You know, you're not the blue collar person. You have some staff that you're hiring. You actually are working on more than single HVAC technician, plumber, electrician, landscape, lots of different blue Henrys. So it's Blake or blue. And then the hit squad. Henry's in training. The guys 35 and under who are working, who got their heads down 80 hours a week. Failing, trying better. All right. So if you've had to do all this stuff to get out there, man amongst the boys, okay? If you've had to do all this stuff to separate yourself as a man amongst the boys, a high value loner is an oxymoron. That's true. So if you've had to do this stuff to separate yourself from the boys, Naomi, what's going on? You have had to eat crap from age 18 to 30 at least. Okay? You know, everybody knows the story of the grasshopper and the ants. The grasshopper taking it easy while the ants are working, the tortoise and the hare. Well, this guy had to deal with focus, structure, consistency, discipline, hard work, while everybody else is going to Cabo, you know, still trying to live life, you know, spring breaking it up, you know, happy hour and tricking their money away. So by the time he gets to 30, the line is separated. The guys who have blown their opportunities, they're still above average, but they're not high value. And in the top 50, top 25, the top 50% of men, even the top, up to the top 25% of men. But the guys who are top 10%, they start to separate themselves. These are the guys who get promoted early, get promoted often. They get to work early, they stay late. Why am I going into such detail? Ladies, because I need you to understand something, that becoming a high value man is a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of investment. So when he decides he is ready to look for a woman or a wife, especially if he's a white collar guy, a white collar man is going to look for a wife the majority of the time. Now, I know the statistics in the black community, blah, blah, but look, 90+% of our millionaires are married. You don't get to middle, upper, or executive management in somebody's company as a single bachelor. So let's knock that off. When these guys are ready to look for wives, long-term relationships, or wives, that's how we're keeping score. We're keeping score, ladies, by becoming there in case of emergency. Not, I got all these high-value men interested in me or this or that. No. Is your name on the deed? On the mortgage? Is your name on all the paperwork? Are you the beneficiary of the policies? Do you have all that? The children, or they have trust? If that's not it, that's how we're keeping score. High value men do all this stuff. So when it's time for them to turn around and look for a woman, what do? They look for a woman that's going to meet their needs, meet what they're looking for. Meet their needs and meet what they're looking for. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Because just like Tommy Lauren, she was out talking about how all men are trash and this and that. See, being a high value woman, a lot of women believe their high value equates to the same thing for men, and it doesn't. High value men are looking for high value women. And women who lead with their lose high value men. As we get into it, let me go ahead and look in the chat room. Oh man, we don't have 50%. Oh, Well, until we get 50% of likes up, we're going to have to take the first intermission. I'm not kidding. We got to get these likes up. Leading with your education or your degree, you lose.
This summer, lease for $0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 security deposit to experience the rush of the G70, the G80's intuitive technology, and the stunningly elegant G90. Find your perfect Genesis today at the Genesis Summer Sales Event. Meet Melio, a free online payment solution tailor-made for small businesses. Sync all your business bills.
Leading with your job or your career, you lose. Leading with your money or your resources, you lose. But damn, this is sounding kind of tight, Godfather, because that's everything that I bring to the table. You know, I'm an attorney. I'm an accountant. I'm military. I'm a police officer. I'm a psychiatrist, psychologist. I own my own beauty salon. You know, I'm in the nails. All the things I say high value men avoid. You lose when it comes to high value men. What next? Well, when it comes to high value men, when you lead with your sexuality, you lose. Oh, yeah. When you lead with your sexuality, you lose. What do you mean, your sexuality, you lose? Yeah. If you out here thoughting it up, you out here talking about, oh, you got a potty mouth. You trying to actually think you can, you know, you trying to act like you're so down and so with it that he ain't never had nothing quite like you. Mm-hmm. Leading with your sexuality, ladies, you lose. Why? Because if you'll try to lead with your sexuality for him, you try to leverage access to your body. The way he looks at it, you've tried to invest, you've tried to put that deposit in other kind of high value banks around the city. Yeah. Men want women who are a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed, but they do not like slizzies. They do not like slots. Slot machines don't work. Men, high value men, don't want to be with a slot machine. And if you lead with your carnal ability, you come off like a slot machine. He will hook up with you. He's going to pull a lever. He's going to invest some coins in that machine. He's going to see if he can get the tumblers to line up, but he's not going to sit there and waste his fortune on it. I mean, nobody gets rich on the slots. If you're going to make some money in Vegas, you go play poker. Oh, damn, that's a whole video right there. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And y'all talk about a WAP. It's a Cardi B thing. No, man, no. Y'all don't get it, man. High value men don't want these little girl trinkets. High value men aren't impressed with stuff like that. High value men get their thrills by closing large real estate deals. You know, closing large sales. High value men get their adrenaline rushes in the area of men, in the competition, in the coliseum of combat between men. Then he comes home and ravages his woman, who's like, "Ay, papi, ay, Dios mío, papi, oh, you kill it, papi, oh, yeah." That's what he wants. He don't want you up there, you know, trying to put him in a chokehold and talking about putting him in the buck. No. See, everything that I've talked about so far is masculine. Your job or your degree or your education, it's a masculine trait. Your job or your career, a masculine trait. Your resources are masculine, and your ability to be please him sexually is masculine. But the next one is feminine. You wish you could unhear this? Well, you can. You could go out on the chat room. Go. You want to unhear this? Let me help you unhear it. Now you're in timeout. You shouldn't be able to hear nothing. You sure can't say nothing. The next one. The next one. This one is going to hurt. I need you ladies to go ahead and get your glass, get your Riesling or your Pinot Noir or your Zinfandel or whatever. I need you to go ahead and take a good three, get a good mouthful. Don't just sip. Take a big gulp, okay? If you don't drink wine, fine. Get your Haagen-Dazs and put the teaspoon down and go ahead and get you the whole tablespoon. Don't even get the tablespoon. Go get that big wooden spoon and get you a big wooden spoon of ice cream and go ahead and chug that down your pie hole, okay? This one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt. Let me go ahead and do it for myself. All right, ladies, leading with your education or your degree is a non-starter with men because it's masculine. Leading with your job or your career is another non-starter because it's masculine. Leading with your money or your resources, again, another non-starter because it's masculine. And leading with your ability to please in the bedroom is a non-starter because it's masculine. Last one is if you lead with your children, you have lost when it comes to high value men. Oh my God. Yes, your children, you have lost when it comes to high value men. Why? So many things. So many things wrong with a woman that leads with her kids. Hey, how you doing? My name is Keith Henry. My name is Gidget Wannabe. Great. Well, I just need to let you know my kids come first. Oh, hell no. Your kids come first? Bye. Your kids coming first means he is coming. First is going to be your kids. Then it's going to be what? You, then your pets, then your mom and them. He's going to be coming fifth or sixth. Basically, he'll never be priority. He can never be number one. Your kids coming first, you lose when it comes to a high value man. Well, and this is the one that this one thing, see, when I talk about weight, controlling a controllable, weight or fitness, I hear more women saying, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have allowed myself to get to this point, and I'm doing something about it. But kids, because you're emotionally invested and you cannot undo it. I've heard a woman talk about, there's a video where a woman talking about, the tragedy that happened in my past. Look, that is why having children before you get married is such a cost. This is one of the reasons that gives more women upset with me, because I am effectively telling them, by having a child before you got married, you have effectively terminated yourself from high value men. And here's what it comes down to. Well, I know somebody who this happened. I know somebody that happened. Well, that's not me. I found somebody. All right. That's 1, 2, 3 people. But you ask any high value man who's single and childless, and he will tell you he does not want a woman with children. Doesn't matter if you can pay for them and take care of them. Doesn't matter if their father's on the moon. It doesn't matter. If you lead with them, meaning you have custody, the father's not in the life, that means what? You're a single parent. You have never effectively co-parent with anybody. That means you are not going to be able to effectively co-parent with your high-value man. Listen to me what I'm saying, ladies, because you're upset at what I'm saying. You're over there, your jaws are tight, you're gritting your teeth. But can you tell high-value men that you effectively co-parent with anybody? You've never had this, your word is law with your children. And if you've never had to co-parent with the biological parent, it is going to be an uphill battle to effectively learn how to co-pilot in the game with a high-value man. And high-value men have heard enough stories, have seen enough, and realized that there is no upside to signing up to become a stepdad. To a woman that leads with their kids. What do you mean that leads with your kids? Well, you know the women. My kids are my life. My kids are my life. Everything's my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids. And that's fine. That's biologically what women should be doing. So wait till the kids are gone. But then I'm too old. Well, ma'am, you had the child. Well, I was young and I made a mistake, and this is when people start to dislike me. Because I say the world does not owe you understanding. It does not owe a man understanding. You had a child outside of wedlock, and now you want a high-value man. And you're getting mad at people like myself when I say, this is what they say. They don't want a woman with children. And they're not marrying them. Especially women who lead with their children first. Well, how can I have kids and not lead with them first? Well, see, that's for you to figure out. I would tell you this, for the women who do have children, if you want to have a shot at securing a high-value man, you better make it as appealing as possible. Off the rip. That's for you to figure out. And it varies from man to man. That's not fair. That's not right. I don't like that. I know it's not fair. I know it's not right. I know it's difficult. There could be 10 men in the room and every man wants something different. And you have to have a magic 8-ball and read it right. That's how high of a cost it is. And it is uniquely feminine because the way the world works today, women get custody majority of the time. Again, let me go back. If you have custody, if you have a child and the father's not in the life, that means you're not effectively co-parenting. Most women don't really effectively co-parent. 1 out of 4 Black women have been married. 80% of kids are born out of wedlock. That means from the moment you've been pregnant all the way through their child's life, you have been the only voice that matters. And then a high-value man is supposed to go out into the world, do what he does, and then come home and negotiate with somebody who does not know how to co-parent or negotiate. They don't want to open that kettle of fish. I actually have some friends right now who have women with children. And it's a problem. It's a problem. And one of my buddies is a non-starter. They're going to end up breaking up because he just cannot cope with it. So, if you lead with any of those things, ladies, or ladies that lead with any of those things, lose when it comes to high-value men. But I know there are going to be people in the chat room saying, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That ain't right. That don't make no sense. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. But here's the thing. I'm about to open up the call line. If you want to get on the call line, we're going to do the call line on Zoom. In order to get on the call line, guess what? The calls are being pre-screened and you will have to get on the camera. Yep, you're going to have to get on the camera. The camera will be over here. You won't have to be on the TV, but you will have to get on. You don't want to do that? That's fine. But you can't call in. Have the background noise off. Take me off of speakerphone. Take me off of Bluetooth. Just talk to me on your phone. Because there is a way to navigate this. But, ladies, understand something. If this is new to you, I'm sorry. But the truth is the truth. Money work.
They trying to get me copyright strike.
I mean, you're in college. I mean, you can't, no offense, ma'am, but
Who just became a member? Somebody just became a member on me.
What can you have?
Party crasher.
What can I have?
Yeah, you said your father told you not to have a man who doesn't have what you have. What do you have?
Oh, I mean, I really don't have that much.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have that much, but like all I have as of now is like my own place, my own car. So he was just.
What do you mean your own place? You have an apartment.
Yeah, I rent an apartment.
Okay, so
he was just saying I shouldn't date guys.
So your father is basically telling you don't date a bum, but you don't have anything. Most women who graduate go to college at 18 and out by 22. You won't be out of college until you're 26. You're behind in life.
I will be out at 25.
Excuse me, a whole year difference.
Yeah.
And listen, okay, all right. Let me get to the next person because see, you. I'm talking to you and you sound very young. You haven't put any thought into this. You don't put any thought into this. And I'm trying to ask you questions that a 24-year-old woman should be able to answer. I feel like I'm talking to a 14-year-old. And life is, and what I need the chat room to understand is this isn't a game. Black people are far too informal or far too silly or far too not serious and taking life as a goddamn joke.
About my life.
Huh?
I'm very serious about my life.
Easy to say, show it. If you were serious about your life, you'd be serious about knowing the man that's okay. Let's accept it. You're serious about your life. Then tell me the man that will work for you in your life.
The man that will work for me, high value man. It's not just about beliefs and like if we have similar beliefs, if we have the same goals, like the same aspirations.
Ma'am, I gotta be honest with you. Your major is what? English and what?
Communication.
What do you plan on doing with that degree?
I plan on right now, honestly, like I said, I have a degree in pastry. So I am a chef. I'm a pastry chef now. That's why I took a break.
As an English major, you should be able to communicate pretty clearly. What do you plan on doing with the degree?
I plan on using it to write. I write music.
You write music?
Yep.
An artist?
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, remember I said the creatives? Man, I'm not trying to be funny, but no one goes to school. Are you going into college debt for this? Student loan debt?
No.
You're not taking out loans to go to school?
I plan on...
Are you taking out student... Okay, ma'am. Are you taking out student loans? Who's paying for college?
I have loans, but I don't plan to have one source of revenue.
All right, ma'am. I just asked you a simple... Okay, look. I'm going on somebody else if you can't answer the question. I just need to know, are you taking out student loans to pay for school?
Yes.
then you're going into debt. You're going into debt for an English and a communications degree to write music. That ain't serious. That's not serious, ma'am. And if your father hasn't told you, let me be the first one to tell you. That is not taking life seriously. That's just going to school, going into debt. You don't need to go into debt to write music. You're a pastry chef. You're a musician. You're an English teacher. You're all over the place. And really what so many young ladies like yourself, you want a high value man to come pay for you. Somebody's going to have to pay for you to live life because what you're talking about, you can't afford to live. Not well. Huh?
I have investments too. Like I've been investing my money. So
Alrighty.
I actually
Okay.
a huge savings.
Oh, okay. A huge savings. That's good. But I'm going to take it from what you say. You take it seriously, ma'am. I don't hear any seriousness. Because when I asked you what man fits you, and you're talking about a high value man, so talk about his mindset and that, ma'am. At 24 years old, got guys men out here are putting in 60 plus hours a week, trying to get promoted, trying to build companies, and they're going to need a woman or a wife that has more on the ball, knows what she can bring to the table to help him.
Right.
And you haven't even, I'm going to the next caller, ma'am. I got plenty. And you haven't even figured out what a high value man is, why you want him. Most women like you want a high value lifestyle that they cannot afford themselves, and they want a man to provide that for them. That's fine, but understand that means it's him doing it, not you.
I actually want to keep working on myself, and then once I want to keep working on myself. I don't want a man to pay for all of my stuff. Like I want to be able to provide for myself. And then I would like to meet a high value man. Once I'm at the point where I could provide for myself.
I'm getting on to the next person. Poor babies. We gotta do better. We got Jamila. How are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm well. How are you?
Good. Let me go ahead and reset because that was all over the place. And sadly, we have so many girls like that who are just kind of cutish, and that's fine. But in our community, women in that position need to realize that they need a man, because in order to be able to get through the seriousness of life, the things that are going to be there, going to need a little bit more structure. But anyway, what do you have on the topic?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my question is, if we have started, talking to someone and we maybe have turned them off by leading with education or, some of these masculine things, is there a way to win them back, or
how old are you?
Should you just move on?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Danger zone. Is there a way to win them back? It depends. It depends on It depends on what you did. I gotta have the specifics. I mean, I can't just yes. I mean, or yo.
Right. Yeah. So I was asking him questions like, did you think I should take the bar exam? And
is it somebody you just met?
Yeah. Well, no, we've been talking for maybe 2 months.
What is talking mean? Talking is so vague. Have y'all gone out on dates?
No, we've hung out. Yeah, we've hung out.
So and then, you're asking you're asking somebody you just hung out with life-altering decisions?
Asking his opinion because he's also studying for an exam.
And why do you think you turned him off?
So is that, and then maybe I was maybe a little too aggressive.
I mean,
sexually.
What do you mean sexually aggressive?
We didn't have sex, but it was.
He wanted. You wanted to have sex, but he didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, no. No, that's not something I want to do before commitment. And then we were drinking, and then he said, you said that's not something you want to do.
Okay. Let's see if I can back my way out of this. All right. You went to law school.
Yeah.
Listen, you've only known for a couple of months whether or not you should take the bar, and because he's taking the bar.
No, he's taking another, like a.
Whether or not you should take the bar.
Well, basically, I was trying to figure out what he was looking for. Like, was he looking for someone who?
Exactly. Trying to make yourself. Yeah. You were trying to make yourself fit him. Why?
I really liked him.
Okay. If you really liked him, why'd you throw out the whole thing about we ain't getting the draws until there's a commitment?
Attached, and so I just didn't to happen, even though I did.
Danger zone.
Okay. In all seriousness, ma'am.
Yes.
Were your mom and dad married?
Yes.
Are they still married?
Soon to be divorced.
Okay. Relationships? Talk to. You sound kind of flighty.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah.
So the bottom line is, okay, let's start from the basic questions. You want to be married?
Yes.
How many kids do you want to have?
2 or 3.
Well, what city do you live in, or what region do you live in?
I live in Minneapolis, but I plan to move to Chicago.
Damn, good luck with that. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're married?
No.
All right. So after all this schooling and everything else, how much student loan debt do you
have? About 300.
Man, why would you have on debt? Where'd you go undergrad?
Howard.
And then law school is where?
I went to the University of Georgia for law school.
And then you want to take all that debt and sit it down on a man. I mean, you're laughing. I think it's nervous energy.
Yeah.
But man, how tall are you?
5'7" 3/4.
Dress size?
4, 6.
Okay. Ma'am, you've backed yourself into a untenable position. You went and got in $300,000 worth of debt, and you don't want to work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why don't you want to work?
Not that I don't want to work. I just don't want to do law.
But you.
I know. I figured that out my second year of law school, and I was like, let me just finish and get the degree at this point.
Okay.
So I'm an entrepreneur. I started my own business.
No.
Let me back off of that.
That's bullshit.
I also model.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Jesus. Think about it. It's just the birds are just going. I'm a model. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a lawyer. I'm a cook. I'm a chef. I'm this. I don't want to do that. See, let me move over to the side for you because you've been honest, ma'am. So I'm going to move this over so it's not personal to you. Black women, understand something. Black men are not a get out of jail free card or just fix your life shit. You going all over the place just trying stuff. There's a bill that's going to come due. You go to undergrad, you're going to take out a student loan. You need to, if you're going to go to school, you need to go into something that you can have a career that's going to pay off your bills. Then you're going to decide to go to law school, get in all this debt. And then you just want to bebop through life and do all this other stuff. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, I'm a that. And at the end of the day, hey, I don't really want to work. And by the way, you got to wait to have sex with me. Really?
Mm-hmm.
And I ask questions like this to make you to look at how silly this is. Why would a man who has the ability to pay $300,000 worth of debt and have a wife sitting at home with 2 to 3 kids in Chicago, what could you do for him?
I'm very supportive.
Okay. What's the longest relationship? What's the longest relationship you've ever had?
A year.
How long ago was that?
That was about 5 years ago.
Okay. So 5 years ago, you were 23. So right after college, you were with somebody for a year. So, ma'am.
Yeah.
And any other relationship longer than that?
No. When I went.
Okay, so no, I don't need you to overtalk. Listen, at 28 years old, you have 1 year of cooperating with a man. Who broke the relationship off? You or him?
I did.
Do you have cat insurance?
What's that?
Do you have cat insurance?
What the?
No.
We out of pocket.
I don't think so. What is that?
Cats. You know, ladies live with cats.
Oh.
I mean, because I just want to. I'm gonna run back your life to you. You're 28 years old. You have no history of long-term cooperation with the man, and the first thing out of your mouth is you said you're supportive.
Mm-hmm.
But you have no history of supporting and or cooperating with a man. The one relationship you had, you ended.
Right.
You've gone into undergrad to get a degree in what?
Communications.
A useless degree. A useless degree from Howard, which is a bill. You cannot use a communications degree to pay for anything. Then you went to law school in Georgia, and then you realized in your second year, you didn't want to do that. Now you're $300,000 in debt, not including car, all this other kind of stuff. Man, You need to get okay. You're in therapy. Good.
Yes.
You need to get some focus, some consistency, some structure, and discipline. And this is what men are for. This is what men are for. So when women say they don't need a man, situations like this prove you need a man, because a lot of things that a lot of women get into through their feelings, men would not allow you to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really see, I mean, I could go down the other path of, looks and high value men, but that's not your lane, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, high value men tend to get with women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you watch my show, any length of time?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So this shouldn't be new information. 8s, 9s, and 10s. Mm-hmm. You're in 27 to 35. There's a lot of stuff going on here, ma'am. I mean, I almost feel like you're trolling me.
No, I wish.
Well, unfortunately, and you're asking about turning a guy off. This is a turning. I wouldn't want to. If finding this kind of stuff out is a turnoff. Because honestly, ma'am, high value men run risk assessments, and it sounds like a lot of debt. And I don't know why you ladies decide to do this. I don't want to have sex until something's going on. Y'all need to stop that. Stop playing games with men. Because I don't know what you guys, Steve Harvey done got y'all believing that you can play games with men and you can win. You cannot win. There's a winner and a loser, and you're gonna lose.
Yeah. So what?
Book your one-on-one private session. I don't want to continue to go in here, man, because it will get ugly.
Okay.
I've already told you. You've dug yourself. Here's what you can do. Stop digging. You're in line with a therapist, but it sounds like you need a life coach. You need. You don't have a. You need. I said you seem kind of flighty. If you can't get it from your father or the men in your family, you're going to have to pay for it. And it really shouldn't bother you to pay for it. It's just another bill. You're already $300,000. At least it'll get your life pointed in the right direction.
Okay.
Thank you for being honest, though. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, guys, that's kind of sad to hear. Tara. Mute yourself, Tara. Hi, Tara.
Hi there.
Like your glass.
Thank you. I am well.
Hold on.
Doing?
Meredith, Trina, and iPhone. And Cammie, all of you ladies in the chat room are going to have to cam up. I need to see who you are. Go ahead, Tara.
Well, I'm a little nervous.
Go ahead.
Forgive me.
No problem.
So I don't have a problem, I don't think, getting high value men. I'm going to be completely transparent here, and I'm going to ask, how do I maintain a relationship with a high value man?
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Danger zone! How many kids do you have? Any?
0.
All right. Well, I can kind of tell, but just how tall are you?
I'm 5'1".
Dress size?
I am between a 6 and an 8.
All right. So what's the longest relationship you've ever had?
6 years, long distance.
What?
Well, 6 years. No. We were in the same state for 4 years, and then it dragged on for 2 more years.
Let me move you to the side because this is gonna hurt. Stop this long distance madness, people. One of the things I learned when I was in therapy is, relationships imply you're close enough to relate. Your long distance relationships over an extended period of time are pointless. It's like, it's a false sense of reality. If you're in the same city with somebody and you can see each other regularly, after the newness and the butterflies, when you just be over somebody's house on a Wednesday, they're not always dressed up. Sometimes them yoga pants come out, the mink lashes come off, and it's like, oh, okay, your breath actually does smell. But when you're on a long distance relationship, you're always getting off the plane or out of the car looking good, and it's all new. There's a clock on it. No, and honestly, it doesn't help you develop any real relational skills. So you asking, how can you keep a man? When was the last relationship you had?
Like 3 months, 2 months ago.
2 months ago? And did you guys, were you guys intimate?
Yes, we were.
And who ended the relationship?
I did.
Why?
Because he was inconsistent and he fell short of my standards. So, yeah, I just didn't want to do it.
He was inconsistent and he fell short of your standards. Inconsistent meaning what?
Inconsistent with communication.
Were you raised with your father?
Yes.
Your mother and father were married?
Yes, still married.
Inconsistent with communication meaning how?
Well, if a day goes by or a couple days go by and I don't hear from him, then that's a problem.
Were you guys monogamous and committed?
Yes.
Did you have that conversation?
Yes, we did. I brought it up.
No, not brought it up. You had the conversation. Not brought it up. You had the conversation.
Yes.
And he affirmed that, yes, Tyra, me and you are a one-on-one item.
Yes, he asked me. About 4 months. Yes.
And he would go a day.
Yes, he would.
Okay. Why was it a problem?
Because he, in a manipulative way, and it came across as playing game for me to reach out to him. And I don't play that. I'm going to chase you, and I don't play that game. So
I am woman, hear me roar, numbers too big to ignore. Now for you, sis.
well, here we are. There were other reasons.
All right. But 2 or 3 days. And when you did contact him, I mean, because you kind of, the way you kind of look right now, you got that school teacher kind of disciplinarian vibe. Any than this man? That's why you're trying to bitch him. Because I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I got shit to do. My word, that's enough. And if you can't interaction with this man in good faith,
can you break that down?
I need to explain good faith.
And good faith.
Did you go into this relationship expecting it to work?
I did.
You every day. Why do you need to check in with the warden? He already committed to you, right?
Yes.
Right. He said, "You're my girl. I'm your man." Right. So why do you need to check in with you?
Because he wasn't doing it just because he was busy and handling business. He was doing it to get a reaction out of me more. Or
how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because he brought it up before when a day went by where we didn't communicate, and then when we did talk, told me you didn't even text, you couldn't reach out to me, and so and that I picked up on. And I know I'm not innocent. I'm not perfect.
I didn't say that, man. But let me get on to the next thing. You say you broke up because he was inconsistent and something else. He fell short. Fell short where?
Well, him being manipulative, and it was always tit for tat with him, and he was older than me.
So okay, how did he fall short, man?
Just by I canceled an out-of-state trip due to COVID. Okay. And I mentioned
I got other people coming. I got other people. Shorten it up.
Okay. So we had that conversation, and he asked if we can go out, and I said, okay, well, we can go out on Friday. And he said, I can't. I'm going to Houston. So he mentioned earlier before I canceled my trip that he had an issue with me going to Florida. So now he's going to Houston to visit his best friend. And
let me stop you right here, ma'am.
Yeah.
What I heard is he asked you if we could go out.
Yeah.
And your answer was what?
Yes.
No, it's not what you said. What exactly did you say?
Yes, we could go out Friday. I named the day.
Right. You're controlling. So let's flip this up. What makes this man a high value man if you made more money than him?
I didn't say he was.
No. Okay, well, that's the whole subject, man, of high value men. That's the whole premise. You lose when you deal with a high value man. But I'll go down this path. High value men. Have you ever dated a man that made more money than you?
Yes.
Could you treat him this way?
No.
Exactly. And you're old enough to know that. So miss me with all this other BS about him falling short and this and that. You're a grown damn woman who picked a man who was making less than you because you're controlling. And it put you in a power position. Almost like that long distance relationship did. It allowed you therapy, man. Therapy. Because the way women tell stories, it's always on the guys. But in a few simple questions, I've had you look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, this is on you. You cannot do this with a man who has stuff to do, especially a higher value man. You can't talk to him this way. I don't talk to women. I don't talk to you every day. Are you out of your mind? The only way I talk to you every day is if you're my wife. I don't get to put those kind of restrictions on somebody that doesn't walk down the aisle. Where you get this from? Seriously, where do you get that from? Why do I have to check? Why does he have to check in with you every day and go out when you have time on Friday? So let me see if I can help you. Your long distance relationship for 4, 6 years, however long, what's the deal with you about being close enough to a man and where you interact? Oh, better question is, when you dated a man that made more money than you, who ended it?
I did.
Why?
Well,
Short
found
answer.
out
Short
there was
answer.
cheating.
Short answer.
Cheating.
He was cheating on you. Were cheating on him?
No, he was cheating.
You guys were involved in a monogamous, one-on-one committed relationship?
As far as I knew, he asked me as well.
No.
Yes.
You guys actually had the conversation.
Yes.
And you guys lived in the same city.
Yes, we did.
And how did you discover he was cheating?
Well,
Short answer.
through
Short answer.
like social media.
So you actually discovered he was cheating, or you were deduced he was cheating?
No, I discovered it.
How?
I received a message from, and he was a divorcee. So
okay, I gotta get to the next person, ma'am.
I did receive a message
from who?
From someone I guess he was dealing with, the person he was dealing with.
And y'all long were you guys together?
About 8 months.
Okay, let's take down the path. He was cheating. Did you ask him why?
I believe at the time I did, yes.
You believe at the time? I think that would be pretty traumatic. What did he say?
Something about him having fears. Short answer, he was supposed to move where his ex-wife, where his 2 kids.
Ma'am. You say you were involved with this man and he was cheating. You got this all intriguing message. Chaos. When you asked him, what did he say?
He was having second thoughts about having more children and being serious again.
Okay. Having second thoughts about being serious. All right. Mm-hmm. Where are the children coming into play? You guys weren't married.
We discussed him if he wanted more children.
Hi. So let me go ahead and filter this for the rest of the audience. She put a lot of demands on this man that he wasn't ready for, and maybe he was making more money, but he doesn't sound like he realized that she was too much for him to handle. He should have cut it off. Ma'am, you're not innocent in any of this. There have a thing with control.
Yes, actually.
Going to take for you to act on it?
Me accepting the truth, seeking help, and
because here's the thing. Every man you deal with, you're already poor image of men. When I ask you about good faith, if I just go, you sound kind of like a tough cookie. How about that? Mm-hmm. That's the nicest way I can put it. But you're 32. Mm-hmm. You want to have children. Do you want to have to work?
No.
Right. And how much do you make? I mean, do you make over 6 figures?
80.
80?
Yeah, over 80.
All right. I mean, better than the average person, but you ain't balling. But oh my gosh, I'm gonna move you to the side, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when I talked about the eternal sevens? The women who are making in that 65 to 90 range, from 27 to 35, who become hell on wheels to men. The ones that are just above, they're kind of the adjustable 6 level. They're friends with the 8s, 9s, and 10s. When they got married, they never had a man that could quite measure up to what they felt like they deserved. And they were up here and all the men were down here. I don't just make this stuff up. Therapy, ma'am. Therapy would be a great place for you to start, because if you don't, I don't know why you don't, you're going to work. I mean, just so ahead, you're going to work. No one, there's high value man, the man that can make the kind of money to allow his wife to not work. After how many children do you want to have?
3.
It's not going to happen. 300, and what, do you live in Texas?
No, California.
Oh, no, yeah. No, work. You'll be working. And that's a good thing. 72% of mothers in this country work either full-time or part-time. Finding a man that can deal with you would be a blessing. It's not an insult, ma'am.
Right.
But it's a paradigm shift. You're trying to find a man that's on your level, and Black women, you just don't have it in the numbers like that, especially at your age. So therapy would be a very good place to start. And understanding it, 32 years old, making $80,000 in California, you ain't balling. You're average. That's not an insult.
Right.
$80,000 in Texas would be $40,000. That would be what an average, normal, middle-class person makes. But you don't come across like that. You come across almost like you just, okay? All right. Hope that helped.
Thank you.
Hope that helped.
It did.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Keep in touch. Let me know what happens. Bye-bye.
Will do. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Bye-bye. Guys, understand something that. So where are we at next? We're at, got to work my way up to Trina. Your mic is not on. Tammy, you were already on. iPhone, I don't see a name. And Meredith, let me see. All right, let me see. Let me see. Oh, that's the wrong doggone button. Trina, I don't have a microphone for you. Shelly, I don't have a microphone for you. iPhone, I don't have a mic. There we go. All right. Unmute yourself. iPhone. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. It's nice to be on your show. Wow.
Good. First name, please. How are you doing tonight?
Yes. My first name is Benny.
Danny?
No, Benny with a B. So Bennie.
Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Think Elton John, Benny and the Jets.
Okay, Benny and the Jets. Okay. What you got on the topic for me? High value men women who lead with their blank lose high value men. Is she really single by choice? What do you got?
I guess after listening to you, I do listen to your show. I've listened to several episodes. I do see where you are coming from. As far, I guess I do subscribe to the idea that you're suggesting, to be feminine, to be beautiful, to be intelligent.
Inspirational.
And that sorry, inspirational. I apologize.
No problem.
Obviously, leading with your accomplishments, I get how that is.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset. I do wish that sometimes disagree with what you consider zone or I do disagree with the danger zone, the age range that you can
Ma'am, hold on. Do you have a question? Is there a specific point I'm trying to help you with, or you just?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thousands of people, so I'm just trying to get to it.
Why that, you know, a woman with money or a woman who is accomplished, why is it that is such a turn off when you bring those things up? And then just as
let me stop you right there. We don't ask multiple questions. First of all, you can disagree with the danger zone, but it still exists. It's biological. Just like when women disagree with the wall, old eggs are old eggs. They don't matter. And here's the thing. It's not women who bring up their education or money. Plenty of women who are educated and make money are married. It's because you lead with it. It's because women who lead with it. I was very clear. If you lead with it and you want to try to, and let's say the woman I'm speaking to, they try to say, well, you should, I did a show about Tommy Lauren, and she said, value. You should value women who have value. I'm a woman who has this, I have that, my friends are this and that, we're accomplished, we're driven, we're ambitious, and all this other kind of stuff, and the guys would rather go get the airhead who's a nail tech. Thin white woman. And I said, Tommy Lauren can teach y'all something, Black women. It ain't about your skin color or your weight. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude regarding your money and your degree. That's the turnoff. I mean, even in watching my show, you're finding the things you agree with, but there's a lot you don't agree with, and that's fine. But let me ask you this. Do you want to get married?
Yes, I would love to.
All right. What's the longest relationship you've had with a man?
6 years, and then I would say that we tried again a year later for 2 years, but it didn't work.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. So you've had basically been with one man your entire life, adult life.
No.
Your adult life. 28, 6 years, 2 years. So 20.
No. I've known him since I was 9. Our relationship started when we were 17.
Okay, so 17 to 28, 11 years, 8 years, most of your adult life.
Okay.
Out of 11 is, okay. So
other people.
So right now, I can tell you right now why it's a turnoff. Do you think this is how you should talk with a man? You're combative. I said, you've been with him most of your life, and you want to make sure that I'm exactly correct. Does it matter?
Okay.
Do you think men like to be talked to this way?
May you repeat that for me? I'm sorry.
Why do you talk to men this way?
Do you feel like I'm being overly aggressive?
Oh, now you're asking a question with a question. I don't do that. I'll be nice to you if you be nice to me, but if you want to go down that path, it's going to get real ugly real quick.
I appreciate you allowing me on your show. Let's end it here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It ended it for sure. See, women like the last caller will blame her degree, her money, her position, her forthrightness, and in some cases, maybe even the style of hair or even the amount of melanin. But that's why I put up Tommy Lauren the other day, a thin, blonde-haired, hazel-eyed white woman who still had that gruff, demanding kind of It's your attitude, ladies. And I'm just the man who can actually tell you about it. But if you think I'm wrong, as the caller really, she doesn't agree with me. She was trying to be political, and that's fine. You should do that. But she thinks I'm wrong about most things. But what I'm not wrong about is the barrenness of that left finger and the amount of prospects. That's the truth. The amount of men that are actually talking to you about being their wife, not, hey, come over, hey, let's kick it, hey, Netflix and chill. That's the truth. And it has nothing to do with your degree. First and foremost. Francine Torres, I'm going to need a video. I don't know who this is down here with the red microphone. Shelly, you pop to the top. Shelly, unmute yourself. Who is this right here? In the pink top in the bed with the I don't know what your name is. It doesn't have a name right there. Oh yeah, I know you. You're the Philadelphia chick. Holy shit. Why are you calling back? You had a whole own video. Yeah, you get to come on next. Everybody get your fireworks ready. We're about to go in up in this piece. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Seriously though, go ahead. View. Why did it go out that big? Shelly, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Kevin.
What do you got for me?
Well, I'm in a kind of a predicament now. So I'm 24 years old. I live in Southwest Florida, and I did undergrad for therapy, and I'm thinking about going back to school for my master's. I'm just going to stop there because if I don't get my master's in a certain amount of time, they're going to require me to have a doctorate. That's the only reason why I'm going back. So
what does it have to do with the topic?
How do I find? I don't need a high volume man. I can be with a blue collar man, like you were talking about in previous videos.
How do you find a man?
How in my Southwest Florida, it's kind of difficult for me finding a man. Where should I move?
Well, not the topic of the show, and I got a lot of people here. First things first, Southwest Florida. What part of Florida? I mean, I don't know what that means.
So it's about 2 hours away from Miami.
And you're in college?
I graduated college, been working for a year, but I'm going back for my master's.
Well, first of all, I'd move to a city where there are black men. You need to have proximity more than anything else. And they have to find you. That's really what it comes down to. They got to find you. But yeah, going to school and getting your master's and all that other stuff, that's just, I'm going to tell you, that's just 2 more years. 2 more years of being out of the loop. But all right, I have to move on to the next topic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to get to France. And I see you, Adrian. Adrian! What's going on, Francine? Adrian, you're next after Francine. Francine, how are you?
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I certainly can.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say great topic and thanks for having me on the show.
All right.
You haven't said anything wrong. I know I have hit the wall and gone over it. So I just wanted to tell you ladies, please try not to get upset or angry. Let me tell you what happened with me.
Now, hold on now. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I got 9 more people in here. You don't have a question. I got to get to the next person. But I appreciate you calling in.
No.
Did you have a question about the high value man thing? Okay. I got to get to
And yeah, I didn't have a question, but I did want to just let you know that you are right on topic. I just came out of the Army, hit the ground running with my career. And yes, I have the child, but I kept on with my career, and that's how I missed the mark. So, and I
would do a follow-up show to this one because I had more people
he said leading with your education or how much money you make, maybe.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
He is right.
Appreciate it, Francie. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, Cleopatra, you driving a truck? Hold on, I got to come to you just a second, Andy. Cleopatra, you can unmute yourself. Adrian, you're next. She want to cuss me out. Cleopatra, how are you? Unmute yourself.
Okay, and I muted myself.
All right.
How are you?
I am well. So, women who lead with their blank lose high value men. Are you really saying?
I do. Yeah, I agree with that. Primarily because if a guy's already financially stable, then unless how do I say this? Like, if a guy's financially stable, then I don't think he should be really concerned about how much a woman is making.
So, did you have something on the show topic, or were you just calling in?
I was just calling in.
Okay, I got to get to the next person. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, ladies, do me a favor. I appreciate you guys wanting to call in, but I'm trying to get to people who have something on the topic. You're 24 years old. I know. All right, Edwin, what's going on?
Hi, Mr. Samuel.
Did you see your video?
No.
She didn't see your video. Oh, Lord have mercy.
What video? The replay after the video that I spoke on?
Yep.
Yeah, and I was absolutely mortified about it.
Why? It's the same video that's up.
I know. After I really reflected on what I said that night, and I was just like,
okay.
I replayed it, and I just felt terrible about the things that I said. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't kind, and it wasn't good.
Okay.
But whatever.
But was it true?
The things that I said, well, when I said things in regards of status, I did agree that those things were true. But that's just not my place to talk on it.
Okay.
It's not my place. I'm not a white woman dealing with a black man, so that's not my place.
Yeah,
so for me to be feeling some type of way.
Okay.
Anyways,
all right,
so yeah.
Go ahead. But see, if you hadn't had that conversation, you wouldn't have had a chance to reflect.
Right.
So what you got on this topic?
Women that lead with their money, their pockets, can't get a high value man.
Well, it's not just money. It's money, their accomplishments, their career, their sexuality, kids, that kind of stuff. So you lose opportunities for high value men when you lead with all that stuff. Go ahead.
So okay, so I understand where you say that every single thing that, when we go through these transitions, and so say you have a kid, that's a point off, and you're a little bit older, that's a point off. But do you literally X somebody out? If you meet somebody and you have great chemistry.
Okay, all right. So before you ask the question, you're already answering it. Yes. And that's the hard thing. You know the answer. That's why you're already going to frame the narrative. You answer the question yourself. If you already have a kid and you're older, does that mean that you got a kid and it's older and people don't want that stuff? I mean, if you meet somebody, you're already going to answer what you already know. Why is it so hard to just
But
accept?
there are high value.
Okay, but no. Why is it just so hard to accept you? You made choices that affect the overall chances of you getting somebody, quote unquote, high value. And number one, number two, why do you need somebody high value? Why do you need all that money? Are you planning on having any additional kids?
Are you asking me in particular, or is that a general statement?
Yes.
Absolutely.
How old are you again? I forgot how old you were. See, the issue is so many women want a high value lifestyle. The ability to not have to work. The choice to stay at home and raise their children. The ability to stay in a nice suburban area, send their kids to a good school, to not have to struggle. All those things, great. But most women cannot make that happen. And she muted herself. Unmute yourself. Would you agree that most women cannot do that for themselves?
Support themselves financially?
No. I asked a very simple question. Most women want a high value lifestyle, meaning the ability to not have to work, meaning the ability to stay home and raise their children, meaning the ability to live in a suburban home or a nice community that feeds into a nice private or public school. Overall, to just not have to suffer and live an above middle class or lower upper class lifestyle. A lot of women would like that, but most women cannot make the money to afford to do that by themselves.
Correct.
So they got to get it from a man.
Correct.
So if you got to get all of that from a man, the man needs to get what he wants from you. No children, your youth. See, we're okay with letting the women hear what they want to hear, but when a man says, "I want you to have no other man's child," because nature doesn't do that, and I want you to be younger so I can have. I want your youth for me. I want your womb for me because I'm paying the bill for a lifetime. Why is it so hard for you ladies just to understand that this is what men want? And when you want somebody that has those kind of, has the ability to do that, they can demand a high price. She muted herself again. Why do you keep muting yourself?
Sorry, my little one just woke up. That's why.
Okay. Will you
get more in the background?
Will you get them things out the camera? Seriously though, I mean seriously, why is that so hard for women to understand or accept?
Okay, so I feel like growing up has been pushed on Black women to succeed and be successful, and we've had to work so hard for all of our accomplishments, and then it's almost like once we get our accomplishments and
Wait a minute. I'm going to push back heavily on this. You are not your mother or your grandmother's generation. Black women today don't have to work like their mother, their grandmother, and great-grandmother. You ain't picking cotton. You ain't riding on the back of no bus. You're going to school, and then you're going to college. You're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Stop pulling struggles from other generations and taking advantage of those. I can't stand when y'all do that because you ain't had to struggle like that. Go ahead.
No, I didn't necessarily have to pick cotton or anything like that. But
did you have to work any harder? Did you have to work harder than a Chinese, a Hispanic woman, a Asian woman, a Middle Eastern woman, or a white
Jamaican.
woman?
I work like a Jamaican. I'll say that.
Okay, but you're in this country. Did you go to a public school?
I I went to a private boarding school.
Oh, you went to a boarding school. That's right. You went to a boarding school, an all-female boarding school where you saw affluent people. You had an above-average shot, and you still decided to do stuff that you didn't see. True or false?
True.
So you've had opportunities that a lot of black women could not get because you went to boarding school, but you're the woman that had a child and you were the second wife to a guy who was a Muslim. You didn't get married, so you don't have benefit of legal marriage. You don't have the name on the deed and all this other kind of stuff. And you have a child. But you saw it done the right way. And you came in there talking about these women have family members and friends who can open doors and do all that kind of stuff. Why didn't you when you saw that, why didn't you just do that then?
Marry into a wealthy
No.
family?
You saw how families worked. You saw how it worked when you do things a better way and the outcomes. Why did you decide to do it this way? Because you actually saw it. Some people just see it on TV or movies.
Well, my decision with having my child was two things.
Now you had
her when I was 25.
Right. So you
I had her when I was 25.
you didn't have it as a teenager. So you were an adult.
Correct.
So I can't.
And I felt like at 25, I mean, I wish that your show had been around.
But here's the thing, man. My show didn't need to be around. You were in an affluent boarding school. Was anybody pregnant in that boarding school? No. Dude, you had the ability to go to college after high school, after boarding school. You chose not to. You chose not to go and live the life you lived. But you had the knowledge, you had the doors open and everything else. So forgive me if I cannot sit back and cry a trail of tears. You've had opportunities. Have you used them? All right, I'm gonna move on. High value men have to use their opportunities. See, I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, but so many of you ladies want to come in and it's so hard out here being a single mother. Well, you shouldn't have had a baby before getting married. You're not Rosa Parks. You're not walking or sitting in the back of the bus getting spit on in the diner. You're an American citizen going to public schools. You're trying to live off of the suffering of previous generations because here's the reality. You ready? Far too many of our black women have believed and been fed this victim narrative. Victim. So when somebody comes along and starts saying the truth, the first thing you want to do is balk back into, it's so hard. We're a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. It's my skin color. It's my skin tone. It's because of racism, white supremacy. And it's like, well, wait a minute. No, that's not your life. That's not what happened with you. You have those opportunities. And then even when you've done what you've done in your life, too many of our women want somebody else to come in and be the cleanup man. And men are not wanting to come and be the cleanup man and take care of another man's child. And this should only make sense. But here's the problem. If so many of our black women would just understand that you're not superior to black men and you need them, it will be easier for you to get yourself in line and be able to deal with them. But so many of our sisters feel like they're up here and feel like black men are down here. Even when you get a level set, you still are far away from humility. The gap is huge when honestly, this man is right here and you've decided to have a child and you're a certain age, you're down here. You should be thankful that you can even get a man because 1 out of 4 black women get married instead of just saying, how many times have you heard I say, would you be happy or okay? You're an older woman with children. You don't need a high value man. You make $50,000 a year. Would you not be just happy with a regular, everyday black man who's making $50,000 too? Oh no! And they say it like, "Are you crazy? I only get an average everyday man making 50." Well, then great. Black men are tired of feeling like They're not good enough for you guys. Y'all walk around here like butter won't melt. Some of y'all walk around here like butter won't melt in your mouth. You've heard on YouTube the way you even got ratchet ass women talk about, I don't want a man that's got a 9 to 5. I need somebody to make me 50,000. I need that fast money, quick money. That woman had, looked like Betty Boop with her head slicked. I'm like, have you looked in the mirror? You talk about you need somebody to go get you 50,000, and black men are just saying, y'all look, no. But here's the thing. Far too often, you point and said something was wrong with black men, and then, okay, fine. Then where the other men coming to scoop y'all up? Where's Waldo? Where are all these other guys away from Blackistan and black men? Is this okay? Then where are? So settle. You be lucky. You'd be fortunate. Hit your spirit a certain kind of way of disdain and contempt for the black male image. Natural. That's of contempt for an image. I will allow you to answer one more question. You're 24 and I'm trying to understand what I need to change. I thought having more than one streamer. If young lady, you have a father, right?
But I mean,
okay.
I'm
Okay. You're not even on the top list. The advice you need, I charge. Ma'am, you need or men in your life that can help you over the place. Because I'm not equipped. A YouTube show is not equipped. No changes in your life. I'm doing the best. At 24, you need to talking about going to law school, pastry, something or other. You're going into debt. To who's in $300,000 Howard, and then going to get a law degree that she didn't want at 20.
Yes, I heard that.
All right, that's your future. Be rude to you. My job to really fix this. I'm just trying to. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
On one thing.
You need. I think all black folks all over the place, and I don't know why this, but you cannot. Have you ever heard cats? Heard a bunch of cats? That's what it feels like talking to you. It's all over the place, and you need to be able to just get on a train of thought and go through it. All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, Adrian, I guess she hung up. We got more people in here, and the show is getting. Let me get to this person. Oh, she hung up. Okay. All righty then. Trinity Supreme. Oh yeah, this ought to be fun. All right, so what in the world? Oh yeah, you have to get on the camera though, Trinity. I got see, there are people that'll come in and say, you're just trying to roast black women and make them look bad. Really? Really? No, some of these things are not easy to talk about. Some of these things are difficult, but if we don't stop doing this, you're over here, you're detached from your men. See, when women say they don't need a man, yes, you need a man in your life to tell you an English degree, going into debt for an English degree is a bad thing. You need a man to tell you that going and get a communications degree just to have it is a bad thing. That's going into debt for something that does not have a return. Bouncing from here and there. When women are scared, when women are scared, you go to school. Write that down. When women are scared, they go to school. Well, the solution is to go back and get more education. And like I said, there are a lot of people making money off of black women being separated from black men. How much student loan debt is held by single black women? You can't write that off. You can't forgive that. How much student loan debt is held by single, unmarried black women? Making people rich because you're separated from your men. Black men are not your enemy. Tomorrow's broadcast, can we just be friends? Can we be friends? I mean, can we be friends? I mean, even if you don't want to marry a black man, you don't want to marry nobody, you don't need them, can we just be friends? Why can't we be friends? Can we just be friends? I mean, it's like you know, I've heard some really nasty things from other people who talking about divestment. Look, I don't care who you marry, cool. But if we were living in a neighborhood, you over there married to Brad, I'm over here. Hey, I'd watch your house just like I'd watch my neighbor's house because you live in my neighborhood. I'm friends with people in my neighborhood, even though I don't know them because we're in the neighborhood. I don't have to know your politics. I just say, hey man, hey miss, I made a video talking about a fragrance that's, wait till you see the fragrance review. One of my neighbors dislikes me a lot, but I'm nice to her kids and her dog. She cannot stand me, and she doesn't even know me. But one day I get a knock on the door, and guess who's standing at my door? This woman that don't like me. I'm like, what in the world is she out here for? I'm looking at the police or whatever. Open the door, and she's like, hey, just want to know, kind of wondering, what was the name of that fragrance you were wearing when you pet my dog? Because Fluffy came home the other day and smelled incredible. And I just know I know you pet Fluffy and you smell so good. What are you wearing? And I'm like, you can't stand me. You hate me. But you're knocking on my door. That fragrance was that good to where it made you come knock on my door. And now when I drive away, she just waving because I'm nice to her dog. And she realized, you know what? Maybe he ain't all bad. Maybe I misread this dude because she don't know me. And every time Fluffy come out, Fluffy come out and see me, she tear her ass and run down the street to mess with Mr. Kevin. Jumping up on me like I own the dog. And I'm like, hey, I'll be in my little suit. Hey, Fluffy, bye. And she's like, you know how dogs are. Dogs like, well, I like this dude, man. He got on them boots and that suit and that bag and he's smelling so good. Dang. And be looking back at them like, you tripping. I'm down here with Mr. Kevin. Come on back, Fluffy. And she's like, I'm good. I'm right here. I'm hanging out with the Godfather. Come on back, Fluffy. Fluffy's like, psst. Oh. And now she's like, Now she's like, and we are not, I'll never invite her over for lemonade. But she's decided to put down her whatever she had against me because I don't carry it to her. Can we be friends? Black women, can you be friends with black men? Just be friends with them. Every last one of them. Every one of them. Now just be friends to us. Can we be? Can we be friends? All right, let me go back on the Trinity. I don't see your video. Don't see your video, Trinity. And rose petals, I don't see you. If I can't see you on the video, you don't get into the shizzo. So, how do I know she don't like me, man? What do you mean when people don't like you and doesn't like me? It's her problem, not everybody else in the neighborhood's friends. Everybody else in the cool. She's sitting over there. Black women, are you happy? Are you happy at work? Are you happy at home? Can we be friends? Can you stop being mad or upset? Can we, I mean, we gotta, we friends. I mean, seriously. Everybody else got everybody else. Can we just stop it? That's all I'm saying. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? See? All right. Adrian, you trying to get back? Oh, the show is up. The show is running too long, guys. We're getting past it. I gotta wrap this thing up. Yeah, it's too fun. It's too. Okay, who's that just popped up? Who is that? Who are you? Quasi. Are you Rose Petals? Rose Petals, raise your hand. All right. Unmute yourself, Miss Petal. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. What did I get wrong? What don't I know I'm talking about?
Well, I just wanted to say that, first of all, I think that everything you're talking about is so right. I just wanted to ask your opinion on why do you think that like long distance relationships don't work?
Well, how old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 20.
20. Okay. Well, all right. Were you raised by mom and dad?
Yeah.
And so your parents are married and they were in the house, right?
Yeah, they're married. Actually, I still stay with
All
them.
right. So when you came home from school, dad was home, or you saw him every day? Most of the time. You saw mom or dad every day, right?
Yeah, both of them every day.
Right. Was there ever a time where dad went out of town or mom went out of town and you didn't see him for like 3-4 days a week?
Yeah, there was.
Uh-huh. Did something feel off?
Yeah, of course. I felt like someone was missing.
Yeah, because they were in your life every day or close enough for you to actually relate to. That's what we need as people. We need somebody around close enough to relate to. If you're in another state, like right now, you can hear my voice, but can you smell my cologne? You can't feel my mask.
I'm 5.
If I stood up, I would loom over me in the room. I take up space. Right now, if somebody came banging on the door and if you were there by yourself, you might. But
Right.
if somebody came bang, I think you'd panic as much.
More.
You'd panic. Well, 6'4" man's in the room with you and on a thread on the other side of the door. Safer because you got a man standing next.
Okay, yeah, I get
Relationships imply. Relationships are a sign that something is missing. Something's wrong. I can't put my. There was something missing. Address that. I didn't get better at relating. relationships, you go from weekend to weekend. Christmas, you're always, you only got to be on point for 1 or 2 days. You got to get real. Have you ever heard people say you never know somebody until you move?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
All right. So that's why, I mean, if you enter into a purpose of saying, I'm looking for marriage, you have to move if this works in short order. I'm willing to do that. Are you willing to do that? Go down that path. Don't just go and waste a bunch. You cannot afford to waste time. Between 18 and 20 are your golden years. After 25, danger zone. You can't afford long distance relationships. Got it?
And I also wanted to add one more thing. About that, like, ladies should not lead with their education, with their money, or with a lot of toxic masculine energy. Like, I was raised in a Christian household, and one of the things that my parents always tried to teach me was that men and women are completely different, and men have a specific desire to be respected, and their role is the provider in the family. And like, as women, yeah, we may be able to provide as well for ourselves, or even for
okay, Rose, I got to get to the next one, but I appreciate it though. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
She's nice. Trinity, I cannot see you. You got to step into the light. I'm not allowing anybody on here to troll. If you can't step into the light, you cannot get on the show. Adrian, your microphone's not connected. So, all right. See, that's how you deal with them. Yeah, she's a nice young lady. Adrian, if you can get back on, I have a few more minutes and then I got to wrap it up. Wrap it up. See, I think what a lot of women hear is life is over for me if I have kids. No. You got to get realistic. If you are trying to go buy a car, how much money do you have in the bank and what's your credit rating? You can want a brand new Range Rover. If you can't afford nothing but a Pinto, what are you going to do? Walk? Ride the bus? You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, Trinity, if you don't get, okay, well, she's not getting on. So, nice slide. Your microphone's not connected, Adrian. Your microphone, okay, let me ask you to unmute yourself. All right. So why is this so hard? Okay, you disconnect. Why is this so hard to hear?
What's so hard to hear?
Okay. When did you disconnect?
I mean, I was watching it on YouTube.
Okay, so you got back on to say what?
Because I thought that you wanted to talk back to me because you had called my name back. So
oh, okay. No, I was just saying no. Oh. Okay. No, that's all right. Okay. Have a good night. Bye. Yeah, Trinity. She has to speak on the microphone. So, 2 new members. All right. Hello, how you mean for them? Oh, what cologne is this? Yeah, the best smelling dude. Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de L'Homme. Stuff is dope. Dope beyond dopeness. $100 well spent, gentlemen. Smell like that's to get the loving cologne. All right, so at the end of the day, ladies, like it or not, if you lead with your educational degree, you're losing a high value man. If you lead with your job or your career, losing a high value man, you're going to turn off or lose a high value man. Or if you lead with your over sexualized sexual nature, you're going to lose that high value man. And God forbid, if you lead with my kids come first, got to be my kids, lose a high value man. Because look, honestly, they got other prospects or opportunities that are not doing those things. Now, does that mean you're going to die alone? Can't say that. But in order to get the kind of men you say you want, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? See, here's the thing. You determine how much something means to somebody by what they're willing to sacrifice to get it. See, that college degree that you want to lead with meant a lot to you. You sacrificed. You went into debt to get it. All right. What are you willing to sacrifice to get the things you say you want? Because we've told people they can have everything they want for no cost. And that's simply not the truth. All right. Well, let me see. Let me go through the super chats real quick and get up out of here. David Johnson coming through with the all caps. Come on, Kevin. Let me get on real quick. I'm sorry. Nope. You cannot get on without letting me see who you are. Not gonna do it. I know who your picture's supposed to be. But if you want to get on the show, you're gonna have to show yourself. Try again another day, Miss Trinity. I'll ask you one more time. I ask you to start the video. Notice that I had nobody on the camera. But I gotta say, if you're not willing to cam up just to verify your identity, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? All right, gentlemen, hope you had a good night. It's been long. It's been fun. We got to get out of here because we are done. Until the next time, peace. Let me get back to something's going on with my lights. Trinity, she cut herself off. You going to come back at the last minute? All right, well, you do my show my way. Peace. We are